Ryan, no Carl tonight. Taj gets the start in his place and puts up a really efficient game. Just how nice is it to turn to somebody like him and really get that kind of production?
Yeah, I mean he's really a stabilizer for us, and you can say that in whatever role he's in, whether it's him starting, him coming off the bench, or him coming in and having to fill basically an offensive role where he had to be more aggressive tonight. And 11 for 15 with 25 points. He was really good, and he was good defensively as well.
Ryan, how big is it for not only you guys as a team, but Keita personally to be able to step into that role for the second night in a row and really improve upon what he did yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, Keita was another guy who's efficient, and the thing that I think you have to like about Keita is that he's a low usage player, and at that small forward position, you see a lot of the. There's a number of obviously stars at that small forward position, but there's a lot of really good teams who do have low usage guys in that role where they're active cutters, they're good defenders. They can make an open three, things like that. And seeing him start to fill that kind of role for us, I think is something to be excited for.
What do you think your minutes ceiling would have been on Derek tonight if it had been a close game?
I think it was going to be around. We had a conversation around 18 to 20.
Along those lines, you don't have him, you don't have Andrew, you don't have Carl, but it does seem like this team is growing without creators on the floor. And what do you think is kind of going into that? It's just more shooting around there? Or?
Yeah, but it's also, even though we had 22 assists on 42 made field goals, I think our ball movement is getting better. I think guys are making the right passes. We try to do a number of things where guys are reading situations, whether we're working in shoot around or working in practice. But I think it's also just a simple statement of these guys like each other in that locker room. And so I think you see guys are excited when Keita steps up and has a good game. Guys are excited when Tyus plays well or Cam hits a big three. Like, these guys genuinely like each other, and that makes things a lot easier.
Jeff had a tough shooting night last night. He bounced back from that tonight. Were you looking for him to be looking for a shot more?
Yeah. When you look and you see, you got Carl, you got Andrew, and then you can even throw in there too Robert, who we haven't seen in a little while here, and then even Luau, who was big the last time we played New York, and then Derek, was on lower minutes. You see that Jeff has to be aggressive, and he definitely took that to heart.
With Derek having that lower minute count, at what point in the game do you decide that you don't need him anymore? And when you do decide that, do you have a conversation with him and tell him, hey, we're going to shut you down for the night. We think that we can be okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think it honestly, it's just a feel thing, and you start building a little more of a sizable lead, and then you try to manage minutes too, but you also don't want to let the game get away from you where you're letting your guard down, which is one of the reasons that bringing the starters back at the beginning of the fourth quarter. You want to make sure you try to have a good first few minutes here, and then you also want to do right by the guys who were in there at the time. You don't want them to have to play 16 straight minutes to finish out a game if you don't want to put your starters back, because we are on a back-to-back. So you try to manage minutes by feel.
Just to clarify, there's nothing physically wrong with him. It's just kind of managing his.
Yeah, managing. But he had some irritation. He was just sore. So it was managing things. But we expect him to be available.
How you mentioned how the guys genuinely like each other. When you have that in the locker room, how does it make it a little easier to get through some of the tough times you guys have had this season and some of the road trips that haven't gone your way, especially when you come home and have a couple games at home? Yeah, I mean, it's and once again, I think there's a reason that we've won 6 in a row at home, and a lot of that is we're comfortable at home too, but our fans are good at home. We got to carry that on the road, and then the fact that these guys do like each other, that is a big thing, getting through the harder times. But the hard times, they really don't feel as hard when guys are genuinely together, and so that is one thing that I guess we could say we're thankful for with this group of guys.
Your upcoming schedule is really brutal. Cat is.
Really?
I mean, Cat's out. Who knows how long? Wiggs is out. Is it a situation where? Do you have any idea who might be back? And you have now like a plethora of forwards that can plug in almost anywhere. At this point.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of gone in waves for us when guys have been out. You know, at one point we had all point guards out, and then at one point we had all bigs out. You know, our centers went for that little stretch right after All-Star break. And you know, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And we've found ways. And I'd like to say we're going to keep, you know, we are going to try to find ways. But I'd like to say that we're going to keep finding ways. And with that, though, I'll say it's hard to win the NBA any night. You know, so the schedule. I mean, we understand what the road ahead is. But every game, you know, this game included, you know, no matter what a team's record is, you know, there's no bad players in the NBA. So we approach every game in a similar way.
Coach, I mean, Teague has battled a lot of injuries this year. Has been banged up and sore. He's missed games. But I mean, the correlation between your success and when he is active. I mean, when he has double-digit assists, you guys have a very good record. Is that about one of the things that you look at? I mean, when he's on, I mean, how important is he to what you can do?
Yeah. He's very important. I mean, and you know, we talk about we want to be a high assist, low turnover team, and that starts with the point guard. And when Jeff, you know, has 10 assists and 2 turnovers, you gotta like what he's doing. And he did a good job controlling the pace, a good job, you know, calling sets too. I like to let point guards call some of the game with things, and you know, he made right decisions, and he was really good for us.